What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It's past the prop. It is Wednesday. Could be our last official show of NBA season here by itself. Obviously, going to have MLB stuff coming along. Obviously, Friday is going to be full of that as well. But yeah, so it's nice. Kind of reminisce a little bit, go after it. 10 gamer on our last one, so that's huge. I'm really excited to break this one down. Stu, how you been, man?
I've been doing good, and like you said, baseball around the corner. I do want to make it clear it's not my last anything in NBA, though. I'm rolling right now, so I'm going to keep going as long as that momentum is going to be there, as long as we keep getting these good matchups. So, like you said, it'll be kind of a mix. We'll have MLB, we'll have NBA, we'll have tons of stuff. So it'll be good. Make sure to stick with us. If you're one of the NBA only guys, don't worry. We're not ditching you completely. I did have to throw on the baseball cap today. I got a lot of Washington love on. Got the Nationals Wizards win yesterday. Was there in person to see us get the dub over the Celtics. So that was fun. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to keep it going today.
Yeah, I was happy to see you guys beat the Celtics last night. YouTube play of the day was Denny last night. Came through pretty easily, so he crushed it for me. Was really happy to see that. I'm not saying we're done. Obviously, these last 3 days for me as well have just been fucking. I think we've swept 3 or 4 shows in a row. I think we've been profitable in like 5 straight. So shows really coming along, and obviously making some pretty big money here. Let's take a look at our show plays from last time. I think he got there, right? He had 2.
No,
or you get 2?
This is our only L right here. Yeah, the volume was there, but unfortunate.
Okay, well then I think mine were the only 2.
Yep.
Then, right, because Embiid didn't play.
Yep, got ruled out.
Okay, so I had Tari Eason, obviously the GOAT again, came through. Was absolutely awesome for us there. And then Jokic, my biggest play of the night, came through pretty easily. Dude just absolutely destroyed. I think he had 28 in that one, so that was awesome. Tari Eason, man, I love that guy. We'll be talking about him shortly, but dude, what a run against the fucking scrubs of the Knicks, dude. Gets the last 5 minutes of blowout garbage time and just absolutely torches Miles McBride, torching like fucking Isaiah Hartenstein. Dude was just going ham on that second unit of the Knicks, and I obviously love that. So, but yeah, we got a few of you guys in here in the chat. Pat, Terrence, welcome. 22 of you guys in here in the first 3 minutes. We appreciate you guys. If you guys got questions, drop them in the chat. I know it's a lot of action today. Like I said, 10-game slate. Going to probably be pretty heavily invested in DFS. I already have my 3 contests reserved for tomorrow's MLB. We're rolling right now. Got my golf lineup ready made, dude. It's just been a whirlwind here. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm really, really excited to get into obviously the MLB. But hey, huge slate tonight. Really hard to not like this slate. Stu, there's a lot of big numbers on the slate today. There's a lot of big spreads. Before we get into our plasma screen game here, again, I'm going to go back to this question that I used last time, and it's going to be right now on the slate, there is 4 teams as double-digit underdogs. What one are you looking at that might have a chance of covering that number? We have the Pacers 11.5-point dogs at home. We have the Rockets 10.5-point dogs on the road. We have Detroit 11.5-point dogs against the Thunder in OKC. And then we have the late night hammer of Portland as 13.5-point underdogs at home. What are we looking at here? And they're playing the Kings. Any of those teams you think have an opportunity to cover that big number?
It's probably. Do you think it's probably got to be the Pistons? Just with the Thunder injury report, they're on a back-to-back. SGA might not play. Maybe Williams doesn't play. That's the only thing that kind of sticks out to me. We could get a good CLV in that game. In terms of who's actually the best team, I do think the young Trailblazers team can keep up with the Kings. The problem is the Kings have the exact opposite thing where they don't sit their guys. Sabonis, Fox, they don't really take too many days off, kind of unnecessarily. So you'd be getting kind of the fully healthy Kings. But I would say it's one of those 2 teams. Maybe the Pistons get a nice injury report, no SGA, and they end up, getting a better look right there. But I think Portland can stick around. I think that's probably the best shot in terms of actual just current full lineup skill versus skill.
Yeah, no, I just checked and they do have SGA lines out.
Okay.
So expecting him playing. I'm assuming they just sat him because of the back-to-back
Yeah.
stuff there. What a game yesterday. That game was freaking wild. Charlotte versus OKC. I do like what Ahan's saying there. I like Houston at that 10.5 point spot. I hate the Nets, dude. Honestly, I really don't. I don't think that they're going to be able to put 11 points on these Rockets. I mean, the Rockets defense is horrendous, but the amount of minutes played by the studs in this on the Rockets, like you're seeing 38 to 40 for Jalen Green, Kevin Porter. They're not sitting those guys. Sengun still getting a healthy amount of minutes in there. Like they know these are the future, and they're just rolling them out there on the side there of the Nets. You don't see that as much, right? You're not seeing them run 38, 40 minutes outside of maybe Mikal Bridges. But like Cam Johnson, he's not out there for 40. Like this is going to be, I don't think they're deep enough to keep up with those spots there. So I'm gonna roll with Houston at 10.5 points. Just feels a little big for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Houston, they're kind of on my I don't have a ban list, but like I would just rather stay away from Houston. And when I look at Houston versus a good defensive team, it's kind of like I don't know. I guess the positive they have is that the Nets defense is probably a little bit better against, forwards, and a guy like Jalen Green or Kevin Porter Jr. could theoretically get really hot and carry them because, Dinwiddie's not really locking anyone down out there. So it'll be an interesting one. I don't really love the Nets either. So that was kind of just a stay away. I just kind of crossed that one off the bat.
Perfect. Looking through here in the chat here. As a Bucks fan, we'll love to hear that. How do you feel about Noir revenge game? I mean, they already ruled out Halliburton, right? I think they already ruled out there's one other guy. It's not Heel. There was another one of those guys. I don't remember who it was, but I know they have two guys ruled out already. Maybe if Miles Turner is out, I know he's been questionable again. He missed last game. I don't know if he's out, but he's been getting a lot more rebounds too. Like Noir has been grabbing a lot of boards, at least last game I watched. So I think that obviously has something to do with Turner. And obviously Isaiah Jackson is the most foul-prone man I've ever watched in basketball. So I think I would wait for that news just because that's probably obviously the second highest usage guy there. And you just have TJ and Nembhard being more of the pass-first guys, even though Nembhard has been playing really good offensive basketball there. So I think I would lean Nembhard plays before I do Noir, but I do like Noir in the spot. Oh, that's who it was. They did rule him out. Okay. I did see them rule him out with a toe injury or whatever last game. But I think you could also see some blowout run too as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be, dude, if they're playing, all of them are back. Like Giannis and Drew are back. They're gonna absolutely nuke that front court. That front court's fucked. Like, you could see 3 double-doubles from Portis, Giannis, and Brook all just cooking these dudes. Because there is no chance they slow down that offense. It's just going to be, can they try to keep it close? 237 total. Pretty healthy.
Yeah, I'm just once again begging Prize Picks, DraftKings, let us bet on fouls. We know it's going to happen. I mean, the Pacers are going to, I would bet on Giannis free throws, but, they might foul out on other guys. You know what I mean? It's I want to bet on those Isaiah Jackson fouls and Jalen Smith and those kind of guys because, oh, my God, it's going to be disgusting. Yeah, if Giannis is any effort whatsoever tonight, he's going to torch them. There's nobody on that team that can get close to him. So that might be a bloodbath right there.
Alrighty. I'm looking. I don't think I see any other questions here. I just saw Hans thing about seeing the DraftKings line for Martin Perez at 9 plus 9,000 for him to lead the MLB in Ks. This boy don't even strike out 5 in a game. I'm betting his over at 4.5, bro. Like, what the fuck? I saw that too. I absolutely died laughing because I'm like, as a very, very pro Martin Perez bettor, I bet him all the time. Like, he was literally, you remember my thumbnail on my YouTube play of the day, Martin Perez might have been one of my biggest bets. Like, I bet him almost every single time we threw because he would get 4 to 5. And if they lay the line at 4.5, I'd bet his 4Ks with Trey Turner hit. And it was golden. But this dude ain't leading the league in Ks, bro. He shouldn't even be on the list. It should be plus $1 million for him to lead the MLB in Ks. So I just want to give a shout out there. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And I did die laughing when I saw that because I am one of the biggest Martin Perez backers. And fuck, dude. You have to give, like I said, plus $1 million, maybe. And I might lay $5 on it. Because the dude ain't even going to be coming top 20, top 30, even with a full healthy season. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that guy was the YouTube thumbnail more than almost anyone else last season.
Dude, like I looked through, so you have all your saved pictures that are thumbnails, right? Mm-hmm. And I typed in Martin Perez, and it's like 9 different thumbnails because I have to save it per day. And I'm like, damn, dude, this has to be the one that I bet on the most. So I'm like, hey, guy's gonna make money. I'm gonna keep playing on there. So, let's take a look here. Last one before we go to our favorite games of the night. KD over 23. I mean, it's still 10 games, though. Like, I don't care if his injury was that bad. That's 10 games, right? I mean, I need to see him play a game before I bet him. Like, the amount of, like, variance in this play is too much for me to just throw money on this, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm glad someone asked that question. I was going to bring it up myself and was just curious what you thought. For me, it's very similar. There's no way I'm playing that today. It's not a bad matchup, especially if Cat's out there. He's getting a lot of Cat minutes. You know, you definitely want that as much as possible. Although McDaniel will probably draw that assignment, but he can't be everywhere at once. You have Devin Booker and McDaniel's who they're using as their perimeter defender as well. So that means someone way worse. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe Anthony Edwards. I don't know. We'll have to see how that whole thing plays out. But no, I agree. I'm fading. I'm just ignoring that. I think I don't want any. I think you could get there, but I don't think they're in a rush at all. This team has title. You know, they're not battling for the 5 or 6 right now. They're trying to win it all. And I don't think you do that by instantly putting him back and playing him 30 minutes. Last time he came back on a slower workload. I think they'll ease him into this one as well.
Yeah, no, just on the Suns thing. I don't know. Did you see all Monty Williams things about how his team doesn't get enough free throw attempts because the refs don't call free throws or call fouls against the Suns or like when the Suns are going? I'm like, bro, your team is like the highest amount of mid-range jump shots like ever. Why the fuck would they call foul on a mid-range, bro? Like, you got to slap an arm to get a free throw on that, right? Ayton's barely getting the ball. Like, where are you expecting these? Like, the Bucks have 43 free throws. You know why? Giannis is literally running straight at the rim, right? Brooke Lopez is standing at the rim, and they're just fucking hacking him. I just had to get that out because I saw that. I'm like, dude, fucking think about it. Like, how are you an ex-NBA player? You're an NBA coach, and you're complaining about not getting calls, but you're not fucking going to the paint, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, go look it up. It's like the 3rd time this year he's complained about refs. Find that dude like $5 million, bro. This dude needs to shut the hell up. Like, or go to the rim. Do something different. Like, no shit, they're not gonna just call more fouls because you're just doing a pull-up from 15. Like, bro, like I obviously could tell I'm a little heated about that one because it's just the stupidest fucking argument you could ever make about anything.
No, it's very fair. I mean, Chris Paul's drives normally stop at the free throw line. He's either pulling up or kicking out. And even Aiden, we all know Aiden's not a physical center that's bullying down there. He's taking a lot of mid-range. And obviously Kevin Durant and Devin Booker speak for themselves right there. That's a good point. I didn't see those complaints, but I think it's pretty obvious right there.
When is Devin Booker going to the rim like multiple times? Dude, this guy is shooting more mid-range than anybody. dude, Chris Paul is he's a flopper, bro. Like
but once again, Austin Reeves' free throws make sense because he's like, okay, I'm not the best shooter in the world. I'm just going to go right at them and try to draw contact. It makes perfect sense. Devin Booker is not doing that.
And you could say that it's okay. He hits a hand. What's easier to see? A fucking dude going to the rim and getting hacked, or a fucking shot like this? The guy's going up and maybe touches his hand. Like, he's not like there. Like, maybe you want to call a hip check, right? But that's on the floor, right? It's not going to be free throws. And that's what I'm saying. It's not amount of fouls. It's free throw attempts, and the free throw attempts is based on you going to the rim and finishing. They don't have that. That's why I'm not that high on the Suns there, even though they do have probably the best like 2 scorers there. They can just go get straight buckets in that Western Conference there. So, I mean, we can argue it all day, but I don't even think it's really an argument. But hey, whatever it is. I mean, you might be a Suns fan. It's all right. Yeah, let's look at the games for tonight. Some pretty big totals. Like I said, Bucks 237. Sixers Mavs at 231.5. Christ, what the hell, dude?
Under.
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 I mean, the only reason I could even think about it is the Dallas defense might be the worst defense I've ever seen, dude. Like their defensive efficiency numbers are ridiculous, and that's under Jason Kidd, which is what he's supposed to be good at. So it's like, fuck, what are you doing? What is your job? Like I want a kid out of the Bucks after year 2, and everybody's like, why would you want to get rid of him? Dude, he's not like he doesn't do anything. There's no in-game adjustments. There's nothing. So it's like,
and that fourth quarter play calling too is very, very hard to watch at times. And even like you said too, their defense is terrible, but they mitigate that by playing so slow. That's how they make up for it. They take their time on the other side. Luka or Kyrie is holding the ball plenty. Like they don't want to run in transition. They want to slow the game down. They might get beat on defense, and they're just going to try to outscore you on the other end. It's a terrible, like when they traded DFS, it was and didn't get anyone else, no Miles Turner, no anything to try to supplement that. You just decided Christian Wood and Dwight Powell was good enough. Like it's not a winning. That's why they're
and
not.
Actually, Kleba ain't a fucking post, dude. He's a fucking. He's a stretch 4 that's not fast and can't move. Yeah. So it's like that's a tough spot to be in. Then we look at the bottom 5 games of the night, all over 230 totals. We have 231 on the Thunder Pistons. We have 235.5 on Clippers. Memphis, obviously, Ja is coming back for that. Jazz Spurs 234. T-Wolves Suns 235 and 235 on the Blazers game tonight as well. All right. What's the spot for you tonight, Stu?
There's a lot of good ones. For me, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going Knicks Heat. You mentioned all those low totals. This is a playoff game. We're watching a playoff. I mean, these are two teams that I don't know if they're a rivalry necessarily. They definitely don't like each other. They played each other plenty. They're kind of similar, scrappy play styles. I think this is a pseudo playoff game tonight. So I'm going to be hyped for that one for sure. Nice.
I mean, fuck. I kind of have to, just in terms of my DFS thought process, bro. I kind of have to take the Jazz, right? Jazz Spurs. It's only a 3.5 point spread. When's the last time you saw a Spurs game at 3.5? You got no Laurie. You got no Jordan Clarkson. I mean, Chris Dunn is the starting guard here. You got Abaji playing good basketball. Like this is gonna be the guys you never heard of. This is gonna be like fucking Doug McBucket's 35 3-point attempts. This is gonna be Zach Collins rolling 27 and 10, right? I mean, there's like where else is the offense coming from here? Obviously, I think Trey Jones is playing. I think, yeah. And then obviously you have Kessler down there, who's obviously a big fan of the show. So
hey, you haven't said the name yet, though. You missed
Malachi Branham.
You missed Simone, however you say his last name.
Yeah, but he was out last game, so I don't care about him.
He's back though. That's your guy right there.
That's your guy. I won't even talk about that fucker on this.
That's your guy.
No way.
It's your guy. Trust me.
I have a lot of guys. That guy's not even on my fucking short list of 3,000 players that I want to talk about there. So I would rather talk about Malachi Branham than that boy. I'd rather
and hit
me out of money, dude.
I was gonna say he'll get injured and leave you again. Not this European legend out here. Thank you, Fonte Nicchio. That doesn't sound right. I don't know. I'll have to just Google his highlights and learn from there. But yeah, he's hitting threes. The guy just comes in and shoots threes every game. I don't know. I think that's what he did in Europe, I guess. I don't know. But I love watching him play. He just comes in, shoots three. It reminds me of Davis Bertans back when he was actually good, for anyone that remembers those days, like 3 years ago, where he'll just come in and take a contested 40-foot three and make it just easily. So shout out to that guy. Fontecchio. There we go. Simone Fontecchio. That's our guy.
Okay, so Joe, I don't know what you were doing there. Like that is completely
fucked up.
Fonte Nicchio is what he said. That's what he put was Fonte Nicchio, and then we have back-to-back pretty trustworthy guys there dropping the actual pronunciation. Joe, I give you a shout out for having Stu talking about him, and then you got to put it first. I'm happy that you made him sound really bad. That's really appreciated by me. This guy, he's trying to push a narrative on me of this guy. And you chirped him. I like it. I like that you made him look. I'm going to make sure I cut that and post that, and I'm going to tag him. So he's going to be like, dude, what the fuck's this guy talking about? And then obviously, good thing we got a Han and Jane here giving us the real deal there. But we're to that game. Give me your play of the day there from that spot, half unit spot. Obviously, no Laurie is important for this one.
Yeah, I'm going with someone that may benefit from our GOAT, Fontecchio, that we've newly learned how to pronounce his name right here. We're going Kelly Olynyk to continue the R8 trend right here, minus 115. It's on PointsBet. DraftKings still does have minus 125, or at least it did right before the show. But hey, I'll take those extra 10 cents if PointsBet is giving them to me right here. But I would play with the juice as well if that's your only option right there. But Olynyk has been absolutely on fire cashing this number. This was actually going to be my play for the last show that we did. I had it up right before the show, but Laurie was a game time decision, and I didn't really want to sweat it out all day. I didn't want to wait there thinking, do I just have a dumb bet? But guess what? Laurie played, and he still cashed the bet anyway. And what's the most surprising thing? We know Olynyk. He's a stretch four, pretty solid on the boards, but nothing special. What's really sticking out, the assists have been going absolutely crazy recently, and I don't particularly know why. It just seems like he's become more comfortable kind of stepping up because, like I said, even when Laurie was playing for some of those games, he was still cashing this number. When we look at it, he's over this in 5 of his last 6 games without Laurie, with that one miss being in that 22-minute blowout against the Bucks, which I actually think we talked about on the show where I was like, terrible matchup. Olynyk's been killing it, but I do not want to mess with the Bucks whatsoever. We now go to a much better matchup right here. Obviously, maybe one of the best you can, as you mentioned earlier, with that Spurs team that is absolutely all over the place. So I just love the opportunity right here. I think he's going to be, in store for another 30-minute workload right here. We have no Laurie Markkinen. The hit rates have been great. The assists are going through the roof. I love the flexibility. I mean, he could theoretically get us another 7-assist game while only grabbing 5 boards. I don't think that's the most likely outcome, but I do love having that flexibility. So we're going to keep rolling with our guy, Kelly Olynyk, on the rebounds and assist train today.
Like it. I was just looking at his numbers there too, and he was doing obviously a fantastic job over the last 5 games. In terms of, he's on the front list, the first list over the last 5 games in terms of rebounding. So obviously really like that spot. But yeah, he's been a monster, dude. He was pushing 7K in DFS, bro. Like that's wild. But yeah, I'm happy that we talked about kind of a little bit there that Laurie might play that game, and he did. And now he's sitting out this one with that hand injury. So. Yeah, hopefully he can continue that wagon status for you. So talk about a wagon, dude. Like, I'm going right back to this boy. Yeah, I'm going right back to the well. My boy Tari Eason. Again, you will not see many guys talking about this man. I will be talking about him until I'm blue in the face. This man has made me so much money this year, whether it be double-doubles, whether it be points, rebounds. This guy has been awesome. And he is completely blowout proof. And that's what I'm saying. When you have a 10-point spread, you get worried, right? And I talked about this on the last show. You get worried a little bit, like, I might only get 25 minutes. Well, guess what? He only plays 28 to 32, but he's coming off the bench. And I think that's really important that he comes off the bench because we talked about it. Nick Claxton is a great shot blocker. But guess what? He ain't going to be in the game when Tari Eason's in the game. Tari Eason is going to come in about 6-7 minutes in. Nick Claxton's playing like 28 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to get probably 50 to 60% of the minutes for Tari Eason against Day'Ron Sharpe. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get Moses Brown as my paint protector, dude. They just gave up 56 points in the paint to the Magic, and a lot of it was Cole Anthony doing it. It wasn't even the bigs. Cole Anthony torched these dudes in the paint. Tari Eason's a 6'8" dude who's just literally running everywhere, trying to get buckets, trying to grab every rebound. I'm not really worried that the guy he's going against is going to be driving either because, like I said, you're going to maybe he guards Mikal Bridges. He's been shooting a lot of threes. If he's guarding Cam Johnson, a lot of threes. But he's going to be going after every single rebound. Again, over the last 5 games, he as well. Him and Olynyk are on the front page of rebounding chances, 12.2 rebounding chances for Tari Eason over his last 5 games. And I think that's important because that's when his minutes started ticking up, right? Over his last 5 games, 31, 29, 27, 28, and 30 minutes. And like I said, a lot of those minutes against the backups of these teams. You look at the Nets, and the Nets are bottom. Oh, man, I can't even talk right now. I'm so hyped I can't even talk right now. Top 3 in offensive rebounds allowed. Bottom 7 in terms of overall rebounding as well. Tari Eason also sniped another 3, maybe grabbed his 3-point over half. This guy shot 4 threes in their last game. Nets obviously bottom 10 in 3-point percentage allowed as well this year. So I love this matchup. I don't care. We saw it with the Knicks go on like a 9-0 run, and they just brought him back in with the backups. He was playing with like Knicks. He was playing with like Christopher, right? Like that's who he's competing with shots for. And he like when he comes in with those backups, my favorite part is you go on the ESPN game log or whatever, you're just watching the game cast. It's almost impossible to go through a full one scroll without seeing his name when he's on the court. Because that man is either fouling, grabbing an offensive rebound, put back, dunk, everything, dude. He grabs steals. This dude is absolutely awesome for DFS. Fortunately, his price is going up, but 18.5 just seems a little too low. Going to keep it at that same spot. And 28 to 30 minutes against this Nets team with probably Claxton on the floor for maybe like 40% of it. Sign me up, baby. I'm all in.
Yeah, no, I love the spot. Easton has obviously been great to us. Cashed that ticket last game right there, and it's exactly what you said. He gets those softer second-team matchups. You really don't want to be brawling around, with the Claxtons in the paint. So when you do get those secondary, a guy like Sharp is like another one of those, foul per minute players out there that is just incredibly handsy. That's what happens when you got a lot of young guys out there, and the Rockets are in full-on tank mode. It's let those young guys play. We drafted Easton in the first round for a reason. Got a very versatile skill set. I mentioned it on last show, like you said, even though he's mostly a driver, mostly gets a lot of his work done around the paint, even some offensive rebounds, that 3-point percentage is sitting around 40% in March so far. So even with the limited attempts, you mentioned it, he's hitting some shots out there. So I like that volume. I like that he hopefully gets even more confident. If you're the coach and you got a young kid that could be developing this 3-point shot, you're like, shoot more, buddy. What else are we doing out here? We're not going to win any of these games. So I love Easton. I love his mentality. He's all over the place, grabbing boards. I think he goes over this number again. I'm definitely tailing you. I told you, I actually bet this morning. Like I saw his line and I was like, that's a pass the prop play. I already know. Like they did not move this up enough. Good enough matchup. I'm in. So I love Tari Easton.
Love it. I love it. Love to hear that you're on the same page there as well. Yeah, he's only on DK at the moment. At least that's where I've saw it. Or I've seen him on like Bet365 and stuff like that. But I didn't see him on FanDuel at least. So, yeah, that is unfortunate. They just know that money. They know that money is about to be handed out to somebody who's betting that over. So I'd be waiting too. So let's head over to your play in a game that I can't believe, again, that you're betting on and you like so much. Ugly to 218.5, 219 total. But let's see it.
I think it was around 222. I think it got a little bit higher. Maybe I'm wrong on that one right here, but you're right. It's definitely a riskier game to be going to an over in right here. This will probably be my only over from this game right here. And we're going Jimmy Butler over 35.5 PRA. I was pretty stuck between rebounds or points plus rebounds and then PRA. I didn't know which way to go, but I do like that Jimmy Butler is one of the ultimate examples of a guy that can give you a triple-double on any given night. He can give you the assists sometimes, the rebounds sometimes. So I didn't want to get too crazy right here. I didn't want to get too creative, and I just went straight for it. When we look at how he's done in this matchup, over 45 PRA in both matchups so far this season. And two, when you look at his last 6 games, dating back to the beginning of last year, he's actually gone over 30 points alone in 3 of those 6 games. So the scoring volume's been there. Han just mentioned in the chat, Lowry is officially ruled out. I didn't know if it was going to happen before the show, but it luckily happened right when it came in. But it didn't take the line down. I think the books kind of already knew this was going to happen. But that also clearly helps the playmaking aspect. Plus, we get a huge thing where he rested for this game last night, right? He sat out. All these other guys play. Hero put together a very nice day. Now they're all coming in a back-to-back. Well, Jimmy Butler's got fresh legs. I think he's going to come out hungry. I think he's going to attack. And he's one of those guys that he's going to be playing 35 minutes in a regular game. But like I said, this is a pseudo playoff game. These are 2 teams that are desperately fighting for their playoff position. I would not be surprised whatsoever to see Jimmy Butler over that 38-minute mark. I think he's going to be so important to this team. And to be honest, the Knicks have a great defense. There's not one guy that can guard him one-on-one, though. A guy like Randall is going to be way too big for that assignment, not be able to keep up. Grimes can hold people on the perimeter. Grimes is a very good defender, but he's too small for this matchup. I don't like RJ, and I think Hart can give him a pretty good fight, but I still don't think that's a great matchup. So overall, I do understand this Knicks team is very solid. It's not the fastest paced team in the world. It's not a great team for overs, but Jimmy Butler has that past success against them. We're coming in fresh on a day off. We're in Madison Square Garden, sold out crowd. I think he's going to silence those guys, and I think he's going to have a great game tonight.
Lowry now questionable. Game time decision. So they just put him back in the option. Dude, you can't fuck with the Heat, bro. That injury report is so fucked.
How can you unrule someone out? Can we ban that? You shouldn't be able to like that. Should be like the official. Make them doubtful if you're gonna do that. What are we doing here? I mean, I'm not too worried either way. I don't think he plays in a massive role, but come on, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I just saw that. Yeah, I fuck the Heat, bro. I hate them, so I don't really care. I couldn't even remember. I could not tell you the last time outside of maybe Butler RA when Bam was out. The last time I bet a Heat player because of this, dude. They're fucking. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand their injury report. They remember when they were playing like 7 dudes and Haywood Highsmith is a fucking starter, dude. It's like gross, like fucking.
They got fined. They literally got fined earlier in the year for manipulating the injury report, and they're like, "Whatever, we'll just keep doing it. Who cares?"
Dude, how do you like just continue to do it? Like it's not like, oh, one time slap on the wrist, do it, don't do it again. It's like 5 or 6 straight games. They just would say, all right, Orlando Robinson questionable. My entire team is questionable. There's like 2 players that weren't even on the injury report. It was wild. It was wild. And yes, I would take it at 19.5 points, rebounds, assists for Atari. I don't even know when's the last time he got an assist, to be honest. Oh, he did get an assist last game. Nice. 1. Oh shit, dude. I was gonna say I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen him like. That's the best part is he is the black hole guy on their team when he gets the ball, but it's because he's getting almost every off when he gets the ball. It's like off of offensive rebounds. Like they're not running sets for him because Jalen Green touches the ball and that's up. So the amount of bricks that Jalen Green puts up is fantastic for Tari Eason because this man's gonna actually go get the rebound. All right, enough Tari Eason talk. As much as I could talk about that man forever, I love it. But I'm going to be heading to a guy who absolutely destroyed everybody last game, who took money out of people's pockets last game, and it's Shaedon Sharpe. Shaedon Sharpe was absolutely on a killer roll for 3 straight games, 24, 24, 29. Last game against the Pelicans, got 4 fouls in the first half. Did not play more. I think he played like 12 minutes, maybe 11 minutes. Had 4 fouls in the first half. Did not get into a rhythm. Obviously, did not end up hitting any of his lines. Only ended up with 12 points, 8 rebounds. Obviously, that's important because obviously you can tell guys kind of get into their rhythm early on in that game. And when you don't have the ability to drive because you have to worry about someone taking a charge on you, it changes the way you play. But what better matchup could you have than the Sacramento Kings here coming back at you, right? Kings bottom 5 in points allowed. They're bottom 5 in field goal percentage allowed, field goals made, assists, 3-point percentage. Like this is the get right spot in a guy who, just like we were talking about with the Rockets, is going to play minutes. He is going to play heavy minutes no matter what, right? He had 39 minutes played against the Bulls. They lost by 30, all right, 28, right? He played 40 against the Jazz. They won that game. He ended up with 24 and 9 in that game. He had played 40 minutes in that game, right? I mean, there's games that you're seeing here. Obviously, there's a lot of them. Don't go through his full season stats because Dame was there, Anthony was there. But over a 22% usage rate over his last 3 games. I just can't get away from this number. When he is out there, he is going to be shooting the ball, right? 19 shot attempts in 2 of those 3 games that he kind of heated up there. Who's fighting for shots here? My boy Kevin Knox, obviously. I'll give him hype. I'll give him that height. But my God, dude, Cam Reddish is the 2 right now. Like he's the number 2 option. Ryan Diakio from freaking wherever the hell, Villanova, right? He was a Villanova guy. Mm-hmm. He's gonna shoot. Come on, like Trendon Watford might not play here too. Like if he doesn't play, that's the other guy who's that young dude who they want to run and get that exposure out there. But holy shit, dude. There's so much usage to go around here. And it's not just like it was Shea yesterday, right? Where it's one guy and then it just gets spread around, right? It's your 3 top usage guys. And then maybe 4 there if you count Nurkic because he's been in and out all year. But Jeremy Grant, Simons, and Lillard, like that's during the main part of the season. That's like 60% of your scoring, 70% of your scoring. So that's got to go somewhere. I mean, the only worry is that the Blazers only score like 80 points, but they're playing the Kings, dude. The Kings defense is not anything to get worried about. He's probably matching up with Fox. I'll take that. And this dude has just been awesome, right? 6'5". He's going to be big enough to shoot over if he needs to. A lot of shot attempts. Kings really suck against the 3 as well. Could see a lot of 3-point attempts here for Sharpe here. Oh man, I can't get away from this number. 20 and a half. I think it's just because people got burned by him last game, right? It's the recency bias again.
Yeah, I like Sharp. I would say my biggest criticism is kind of what you're saying at the end. He can't really shoot yet. Like, he's real athletic and he bursts by people and he can get to the paint real well. I don't see his shot as being like NBA amazing right now, which kind of concerns me. But
42%.
42 from 3 on how many shots per game?
4.1.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
I was going to say, like, we just said the same thing for Tari, and it's the same amount, right? It's like the same amount.
Okay, that's fair. But to be fair, I think we don't expect that much from Tari. So I just didn't know what the expectations were on Sharp. Like, I wouldn't expect him to get you there on 3-point volume.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, if he wants to.
As an added bonus. Yeah. But I was getting to a positive. You got to work with me here, okay? I was going to say this is an amazing matchup for a guy like Sharp because it emphasizes what he is really good at, which is scoring in transition, playing in this pace up. You cannot guard. He's a monster athlete. You cannot guard this guy in transition when he's getting downhill right here. You mentioned Fox as an amazing matchup for him right here. It's just one of those games. Sabonis is not a scary interior presence. I wouldn't be surprised if he dunks on him once or twice in this game. I like Sharp. I like the volume he's getting. The reason I'm going to be telling you is because I wanted to go bet Cam Reddish the other game, and I actually watched the game. Why is Cam Reddish not shooting like 20 times a game? He's just going out there and shooting 11 times. Like, Sharp is clearly the one that took that step that I thought Reddish would be taking out there, and then it's filled in by a bunch of random guys. So this team is going to get to 100 points whether you like it or not. Yeah, 100 is like the bare minimum in a basketball game. When you look at that competition, tell me who else you'd rather pick over Sharp. Give me Sharp in this one. I like the matchup, and I do think he's going to score a lot in transition in this game.
Yeah, and I think it's funny too because, like, he ended up scoring 24 against the Bulls, and they only scored 96 as a team, right? So it's like he is that spot. I definitely think that Cam Reddish spot is valid because I thought the same thing. But hey, when you got Kevin Knox getting 11 points off the bench in 15 minutes, you don't need it. You don't need that.
Or Keon Johnson.
Like, I know what the fuck. Dude, I saw that. I saw him catch fire in like the first 10 minutes on DK. I'm like, you can't be serious, bro.
Yeah.
That was like Johnny Davis yesterday. Like, what? Why didn't he not play more in the second half, dude? Like, he cooked that first like 10-minute spurt he got. I'm like, why is he not in, dude? Like, I played him in DK, only guy in the whole tournament to play him, just because I thought he'd get a little more run than that. But of course, he didn't. So, but yeah, I like that you brought up the Sabonis stuff. I love attacking these guys in the paint. Like, I did not know Sharp was 6'5". Like, I thought he was a smaller-ish guard, at least from college stuff. So really good to know that he is 6'5" and obviously able to do this too. So all right, let's take a look. Anybody else did he get re-ruled out?
Who?
I just saw that Blackbeard posted Kyle Lowry out. No, he didn't. So he's still in the questionable spot. Let's take a look, dude. Freaking Memphis not playing Tyus Jones, Jaren Jackson, or Desmond Bane tonight. Christ. I guess
that ruins everything. I love Tyus. That's my guy. We can't take Tyus.
He blew last night, though. He blew last night.
Well, yeah, I luckily was at a basketball game, so I didn't have that many bets out. It saved me a little bit right there. But so who's if it said Conchar, Bane, JJJ, and Tyus, who steps up on that second unit? Is there anyone you could think of right now that?
Well, Conchar is only questionable. Tillman is questionable. The other guys are doubtful. So
interesting.
I mean, that's Dylan Brooks then. Like, I will never put a bet on Dylan Brooks, bro, unless it's shot attempts or air balls or whatever.
Okay, well, we're 1-0 on Dylan Brooks on the show, okay? Let's show some respect.
Did you see his little dance thing? I didn't respect that motherfucker.
I didn't see it, but I love dancing.
Don't watch it. It's freaking cringy, dude. It's really cringy. Like, it's bad.
Oh, is it their coordinated dance?
Yeah, it's their stupid shit in the freaking thing right before they run out of the tunnel. I'm like, bro, just go do that in the back. Go do it in the back. If you really gotta do it, get someone to record it in the back, not while you're going out. Like, I mean, and shout out whoever's running the NBA, the actual full-on NBA social media, who's posting they're ready, bro. That is not like, oh my god, like, you think that's like they just got chirped for about 3,000 comments. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, well, that kid probably just got fired. So that intern just got freaking sent to another. He's maybe going over to like NHL or something, you know, or he's getting sent to the CBA college or China basketball league, right? where Jalen Green, I think he said, is going, not Kevin Porter. So he can get on the same private jet as Jalen Green, I guess. All
But
right.
yeah, let's see. So besides Jaw, yeah, because like Jay said, it'll be Jaw and just nobody else. I'm trying to think like who's a secondary. Oh, Kennard is definitely going to continue to chuck shots. He's not a playmaker, only threes with Kennard, but that could be a good look right there.
All right, I'm gonna probably max Kennard 3-point in this fucking revenge game, bro. Frick, dude, he was there forever. He was there.
The line's going to be so high though. By the way, just so after having a couple good games, I would bet if these guys all get ruled out, I would bet the line is 3.5 for Kennard threes. So we'll see, but that's the only negative is that they're.
I mean, dude, how do you not play him more? How many, dude? He's hit 3.5 in what? 3 straight games on 24, 23, and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
You could see him play 35 in this game, dude. Like truly, especially if Conchar sits. Like who else is there?
Yeah, no, I mean, and if Conchar does play, I like Conchar like assist rebounds. It's like a secondary playmaker, scrap. He's not making shots, but he's the scrappy, brings that energy kind of player.
Dude, I just can't believe how efficient Kennard's been in these minutes. Like just looking at these, like 14, 13, 14, 10, 13, 30, 16, 14, and has only one time played 30 minutes. And that was against the fucking Spurs when they're up 50. Right? Like, that is straight efficiency, dude. It's tough for me to damn, dude.
It's crazy. I'll probably be right there with you. I think Kennard's a good look. I wonder if Zaire Williams will get some run again. He's been relegated to the bench this year after having some good, solid moments last year.
Roddy?
What?
Roddy, maybe?
Oh, Roddy got hot a couple of games ago. You're right. But these are all like Aldama's another name. These are all just 3-point shooters. These guys don't have a lot of flexibility in their game. Is it just going to be jaw drive and kick every play and just hope these guys make shots on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is I actually trust the Memphis like injury report, right? Like I trust that they're actually doubtful, so they're probably not playing, right? Like It's not like I'm having to worry about it. Like they ruled Ja doubtful yesterday, and like he sat. Like it's just like I don't know how. I love Kenny Lofton though. I do like Kenny Lofton.
He's
a beast,
tank, dude. Oh, he's a tank.
Him against what? Zubac? Him against Plumlee?
That would be fun.
That's gonna be fun. That's entertainment right there. That's worth the price of admission right there. All right. Let's do a recap here, get to our long shots, and get you guys out of here. So 40 of you guys in here. If you guys could, please hit that like button. We appreciate it. Going for our 5th straight profitable show. Double digits in profit over our last 4 shows too, which is pretty good. So obviously we're rolling there. So let's get it.
Sounds good. I will be starting out with Jimmy Butler in Madison Square Garden, over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists, -115. Then we went over Kelly Olynyk to go over 11.5 RA at -115 on PointsBet. You can also get -125 on DraftKings, which is great.
Yep, and I'll be heading over back to the same play. I might as well not even switch it. I think the last time it was +102. It's going to take 12 cents off. I'm going back to the well. Tari Eason over 18.5 points plus rebounds, -110. And Shaden Sharp over 20.5 points at -130. A little juicy, but it's 21.5 over on FanDuel, and it's only like -110. So I was like, I'll take that full point for that. So, Stu, I gotta make sure I put this in. I saw that you did send it to me on the bottom part of that text, so I didn't even see. You ever have it where you look at it? You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Like where you look at it, but you can't see it. Like the bottom
all the way,
have like a space through it. So like I looked at it. I'm like, okay, we got him. Then I didn't even see the bottom part because I didn't open the text fully there. So let me put this in. This is one of your bigger ones we've seen in a while for odds on these. So let's get it out there.
Yeah, no, and I mean, too, this one's only on DraftKings right now. FanDuel doesn't have the defense up, but I think the odds will be way better on DraftKings because the Jimmy Butler 30-point odds were like 330 in DraftKings and like 270 on FanDuel. So I love getting that initial line value. I want Jimmy Butler 30 points and 2 steals plus 700 in the DraftKings same game parlay. What I like about this is dating back to last season, he has 30 plus points in 3 of his 6 matchups and 2 steals in 5 of his 6 matchups. These aren't traditional stats you play against a team like the Knicks. Like steals, they're normally a pretty good team on that end at limiting them. But Jimmy Butler's just a different beast, right? Obviously, like I said, 5 of 6. Most of those games he had 3 or 4 steals. I like that we're going to be seeing 38 minutes with defense. One of the biggest things is really opportunity and effort. Those are the two things I'm always trying to look for. Harder to handicap than just regular, numbers and stats, right? But on the defensive end, you need effort and you need minutes. And I think that's exactly what we get in this playoff atmosphere. I think 38-ish minutes, something like that. The scoring, obviously, that's a little bit of the harder part right here. But like I said, 3 of his last 6 matchups, I don't think anyone on that team can guard him. I think everything's going to run through Jimmy tonight. I'm expecting him to have a good game. So I like the odds right here a lot.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's, yeah, dude, I looked at that too. I saw that I looked at it once I just looked there. I did not know he had that many 30-point games against these dudes like that. Like, this is not like a matchup you expect to see someone dropping that at all. So I just have to change mine because they just gave me better odds over on FanDuel. Shout out FanDuel for switching that up there. Give me an extra 50 cents. Shaedon Sharpe, 30 points. Volume, right? That's all it is, volume. Terrible defense. Just absolutely going to cook in transition here. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to play this, and I am playing his double-double tonight at plus 2,500. I'm playing it. I can't get away from it. Dude had 8 boards in 35 minutes last game against the Pelicans. He's fighting Joval down there, who's same type of feel as Sabonis in terms of where he's defensive rebounding. I love this spot. This one I obviously like a lot more as it is my long shot play here. But I will be playing Shaedon Sharpe double-double at plus 2,500, and I can't get away from that one either. So he's just been rebounding the ball so well, and I can't get over it. And obviously, over his last 4 games and the games that he's actually obviously gotten the run of 40, 38, 35, 35 minutes, he's had 3 made threes in 3 of those games. He's had 5 attempted threes in 3 of the 4 games, just shooting a lot more, obviously. Obviously, he's able to get into a rhythm, too, which means he's going to get that first 3 up. Hopefully it falls. Hopefully he turns into Buddy Hield, where if that first one goes down, you're going to see about 10 to 20 more shot up there. So, hey, no one's going to get mad at him. Chauncey's going to say, hey, just keep going, buddy. Just keep chucking. Because who else are you going to have shoot it besides maybe Kevin Knox or Cam Reddish? Like, those are your 3. Those are your guys shooting out there. So,
you got to stop doing that. You got to stop slipping. You slipped it like 3 times this show where you just add Kevin Knox. Like, he's the second option on this team. Like, this team is the worst team in the league, and Kevin Knox is barely scratching 10 minutes, okay? You got to stop throwing him in there. I'm sure the rest of the Blazers fans that are watching this are going to be offended, so.
I mean, who else is there, dude? I truly don't even. I obviously for watching how much Blazers basketball I've watched, I know who's all like there and stuff. But I mean, I have. Right? When's the last time you heard of Ryan Akadiakoto, dude? Since Villanova.
Yeah, since a flashback of the Villanova playoff run in March Madness pre-show, I didn't know he was still in the league. I'm gonna be honest.
And I saw him starting. He was the starting point guard. That was the worst part. Was the first time I saw his name was in the underdog message of the starting lineup. It wasn't even that he's active. It's like he's playing. He's playing big boy minutes. Oh man, hey, no disrespect. I'm just saying, like, could you have seen him over in China? We could have not known that, right? I just found out Hassan Whiteside's playing in Puerto Rico, dropping 35-point games. Hey, like, I don't know where all these guys are. We don't know where they go once they leave the league, so no clue. But, yeah, dude, I saw Hassan Whiteside, 50 points, 17 boards.
That must be great. Dude, a guy like Hassan, there's just going to be this new wave of centers that don't play defense, that destroy college. They realize they're not going to make it to the NBA, and they just go crush in Europe. Like, Whiteside is so built to just play in some of these lesser leagues where he can just dominate lesser, because he's a great athlete, even at his age still. Just rebound, and he's pretty much like Andre Drummond out there. So shout out to him. Okay, keep on getting those checks, baby.
Thoughts on adding RJ?
I hate RJ. I don't bet on him
Clark
ever.
Just takes his minutes, dude. He just eats into those minutes.
Even then, Julius Randle is great against the Heat. He has a great history against the Heat, another unlikely one that you wouldn't expect. He just chucks threes all game. Quickly, he's actually been playing amazing recently as well. Like, just leave RJ far away from me. I don't want anything. I'd rather bet like Josh Hart 10 points is my other leg in this. You know what I mean? Like, just something
that's
real
probably plus money too.
That's what I'm thinking.
without the steals option there, having both of our guys score 30 is plus almost 2,100 there. Not too shabby. Okay. And like I said, you can grab a 2,500 on that double-double as well. What is Jimmy Butler's double-double? Is it decent?
I can check.
You checked. I have no, like I said, I haven't looked at Jimmy Butler's stuff just because when I saw a game in 220-something total, I just kind of wiped it. So
yeah, it's 520 right now. So not a bad price, but it depends on Lowry, really. For me, it depends on Lowry because that's kind of the deal breaker on the assist percentage, at least.
Yeah, definitely something I'll play just because I it's been profitable for us. I know we had him on the show there a couple weeks back, the double-double there. So definitely a spot I think that we could attack there. But thoughts on Jalen Duren points, rebounds, 18.5. Again, Pistons getting 11.5 points versus Thunder. I just don't like that it's just a straight 48-minute split, right, between him and James Wiseman. I wish they would just run them both, but when you have Bagley there playing power forward, that takes a lot of rebounding opportunities away. It's just you're playing three bigs, and it's unfortunate because of how many injuries they have that doesn't really help them, right? I mean, it's only Isaiah Stewart as a big who's hurt. There's a lot of guards and wings hurt, but it doesn't really help you much, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just tough for me to want to go there when you're just straight 48 minutes splitting between Wiseman and Durant.
Exactly. It would have to be one of those COVID all centers lineups that we had a couple times where you literally couldn't play anyone else because like you said, they have all these injuries except in that front court. So you're still losing Bagley rebounds, Wiseman rebounds. I'm just ignoring all those guys. You can keep the only bet I like on the Pistons, Killian Hayes under, seemingly just keep on hitting. So if you want to go there, that's my one Pistons suggestion. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave those guys alone.
Let me see, because I know I bet this quite a bit. I don't know how it's been hitting lately, but I have had it in the past where I was betting his stocks once in a while, and I was grabbing his blocks, even though it was one block was minus 180 or minus 200. But he hasn't hit it in hit it in 2 of the last 3 games. But I know in that little run, it was a 4-game run when Stewart was out, and I think it was Bagley who was sitting. He had 2 blocks, 1 block. It was just something that I was playing. I didn't know how it was hitting anymore now that Wiseman is, like I said, full on splitting center minutes. Because unfortunately, neither one of them can play that 4 and split the minutes with Bagley there. So it's really tough because you don't want that. It's like when Nick Richards and Mark Williams are healthy, right? It's just a straight 48-minute split, right? There's nothing else. They can't play other positions. It's just straight split. Oh, I'm looking. All right. I don't think we have any other questions in the chat. Stu, what do you got for the people before we head out of here? 52 minutes in. 30 of you guys still with us at 53 minutes. What do you got for them?
Yeah, no, I appreciate all the people sticking through. NBA has been very nice to us recently, so I think today is going to be another day. I like that we rolled with some interesting names. We got some rookies. We got some young guys. Simone Fontecchio, I'm definitely going to be rolling his threes. I know we were joking about that earlier, but he's been knocking down threes. So once we get those numbers, you can probably expect a little long shot there, especially I know he's watching. He's a little bit mad. We messed up his name. He feels a little bit disrespected. We're going to make it up to you, buddy. You're going to cash some tickets for us tonight. So, yeah, I'm enjoying the plays. We got baseball right around the corner. Make sure to check out our MLB show with John Legeza that is up on YouTube right now. Shout out to John. We're going to be doing more stuff with him over the course of the year. So baseball's right around the corner. NBA is still cashing. I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do for timing on some of these. I know Wednesday is the day we get a lot of early games, right? Yeah. And Friday, mostly afternoon. So I think we should be fine on those days and on Mondays. But just make sure you guys follow both of us on Twitter and or Pickett. We'll have those news stuff about the show popping there because I know that it is a little tougher on our Wednesday slates when the games, most of the games, probably about 90% of the games are at that noon to 1 o'clock start time. So just a heads up, might be switching that up a little bit there on at least just on Wednesday. But yeah, a lot of good stuff here. A lot of big odds on some of the stuff we like. So I think we're going to have a good show. I think it's going to be a good one. So if you guys could smash that like button on the way out, and we will see you guys Friday for maybe a mix of MLB, NBA, maybe just MLB. We don't know. So we'll see what's up. Have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and let's go for 5 straight profitable shows.